Hello everybody and welcome to this playthrough for Expert Division with a qualifying round win for the African Wilds tournament here in Golf Clash the game. Make sure that you do hit the thumbs up button, also subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications. For those of you that do want to have our expert guide or pro or master or tour guides for Tour 7 to Tour 13, make sure to scan the QR code here on the screen or go directly to patreon.com/clash Tommy. The shots that you will see here in this playthrough are made by Brandon and by Mike, two of our expert division creators, and I'm super pleased to present this to you all. So make sure to scan the QR code once again and sign up. You will not just get the videos, you will also get the text guide. Info box on the right hand side for the club distance adjustment, elevation adjustment, also a ball and club type we suggest you to play with. Have in mind that those are all suggestions and you don't have to follow it if you don't want to, but there's always a plan behind it. So let's go to hole number 1. For hole number 1, now we are going to use a Berserker and we are going to try to send it close to green. Stretch out the max to find the ball guideline to be rolling into the fairway, and it does that if it shows that you're bouncing on the rough. If it doesn't show that, then you're in the sand, so then you're just going to have to move yourself left. Max plus 10, P5, and then we're pushing up 10 yards after the adjustment. This is an APOC 5 plus shot. 2 left spin and 6 top spin. I'm gonna play this one with 1.5 ball of left curl with max overpower and with a slightly slower needle. Perfect ball it is, and now we're looking to bounce on the fairway into the rough to then roll out for a wedge. Obviously we can have different rollouts when we do hit a rough. Either it glitch rolls and we are much closer to green, or we are like this where we do have still an easy way to get the drop, but a little bit longer wedge. When it comes to the wedge, you can do 2 things. It all depends on what wedge you have or wedge level you have. If you play with Endbringer up to level 6, then you play no spin and you play 20% elevation EB school P5 numbers. And if you do have Endbringer 7 or Endbringer 8, you can play the max top spin version, which is EB school minus 35% elevation P4 numbers. So add all the top spin, and you can see here now that we have the ball guideline to hole, and using the max top spin method is definitely the suggested one if you do have any of the Endbringer 7 and 8, due to the fact that you then have to adjust much less when it comes to the rings, and you will also protect yourself from some great balls that may not drop if you play no spin, as you fly longer, and now we obviously then fly in the air shorter. So an eagle it is, and nice to start with that on hole number 1. On hole number 2, we are going to play a tough par 5. Even though we do have tailwind, it's still a very difficult one. Sure, you can push the drive very hard and get yourself maybe over to the 3rd fairway and play from there. Sure, that would be a little bit easier, but it's also a much riskier drive. 2.1 top spin, 3 right spin, starting at the top of plus 12, adjust max plus 10, and once I've made the adjustment, we are going to go half a ball of right curl. No overpower, no underpower, just try to hit. Perfect. Ball bounces on the fairway, looking to be somewhere around 345 and 350. On the second shot, we are going to play with the sniper, and this is a long distance sniper, and on this hole in particular, especially when you do have such a high second bounce, it is difficult to get the correct. It is difficult to drop this one from distance. Trying to aim at the hole here with the ball guideline having the second bounce just above the rough line adjust is going to be 100% slider with a 35% elevation, P2 numbers. That is from plus 16 and plus 17. But again, the issue here is that I did in the end aim right side of the hole, which obviously then makes sense to where it actually missed. So make sure to maybe zoom in and have the ball guideline to point towards the hole for the best possible outcome. Again, this is not a hole that people are gonna rain albatrosses, but we need to do a little bit better than that. On hole number 3 here, we do have a rough bump opportunity, 3 backspin only, and we are going to then look to have the inner ring to be bottom of it by the bunker with the ball guideline pointing to the right side of the hole. Now the adjustment is that we will always pull over bullseye, and we are going to adjust 1 to 1 minus 1.2. So here we're pulling 3.7 rings. No wind angle tweaks for this one, as we're playing into a nice spot, and I do judge the a perfect ball here, even with a slightly different wind angle, to have a good chance for a drop. Perfect ball it is, and you can see here now that it bounces nicely into the rough, rolls down the green, and drops dead center for a lovely hole-in-one. This is a more aggressive option, where of bad grades will be an issue for you. If you have a trouble hitting perfects with quarterback and such, playing with a precision ball will definitely help, as we do judge this rough bump being a better chance for an hole-in-one. But again, if you do not feel confident with your ability to hit perfect, then you go and play option number 1, which is a more safer one, but with a lesser chance for an hole-in-one. Hole number 4, another send it, and we are going to position ourselves with the top of the white ring by the rough line with a poke 8. The white ring will overlap differently for the different pokes. We're gonna play with 5 top spin, 2 left spin, adjust, max plus 10. Once we have done the adjustment with a poke 5 plus, we're not going to push up anything. We're just gonna keep it as is and go with 1.5 ball left curl and max overpower with a completely slow needle. Perfect ball it is. Bounces on the fairway, up and rolls through the rough, and we are leaving ourselves on the fairway next to fringe for a super simple wedge to get to E. Hole number 4. I really do not like this par 3. It's such a weird one with all the bumps and the slopes on the fairway and the green, but we're gonna do our best with a rough bump. Bottom of the red ring by the rough line, right side of the blue ring by the rough line, and using 3 top spin and 3 right spin. Adjust medium distance minus 10% elevation, P1 numbers, and we're always using Sniper 10 in our app. We want to play with a favorite 1201, and let's say like this: if you're missing left, you're not using enough 1201. That's the that is what I could say about that. Perfect ball hits the rough, just burning the left edge, and that's just not enough 1201 on my pull, which makes me miss left. On the drive on hole number 6, here you play with a P3 plus ball, side spin 1 plus wind plus. Bullseye by the rough line at the top of plus 10 with a poke 5 plus, a poke 4 start at max P3. 5.8 top spin only, and we are making an adjustment that is max plus 10. No push up, and go with overpower with a slow needle. So it's max overpower with a slow needle, no curl. Perfect ball it is, and we're looking to be somewhere around 405 to 402 yards. Even though it looks close to the rough line there is no danger really towards that, and you can hit great left and great right as well. So 410, absolutely spot on. And now we're looking forward to the second shot, which is with our Grizzly. Set the slider at 80%, which is +4 for Grizzly 9, +7 for Grizzly 7 and 8. We're always using Grizzly 9 numbers, and we're pulling 2 times over the bullseye. First spins, 3 backspin, 1 left spin, ball guideline to point approximately 1 green square short of the hole, and make sure to zoom in like that to estimate how the ball guideline is going to fall, because as we're aiming short and we have a green that slopes right to left, it is difficult to be 100% accurate all the time. Now 20% elevation, and it's 8% slider, as I said, from +4 for Grizzly 9. Perfect ball. And with a perfect here, we have had very high drop rate, and I'm thinking I'm gonna drop it here when it turns around like that, but getting a 360 around the hole is a bit unlucky, but good chance here on hole number 6. On hole number 7, this is an aggressive option where poorly execution and also bad grades will be an issue. Box in the yellow ring by the sand and the rough line. Then we're going to apply 5 left spin and 1.3 bars of top spin. The ball guideline will be short of pin, like that. Adjust is 1-to-1. Have in mind that you can't really zoom in much more than what I'm doing here now, so it's going to be a bit finicky to get the correct amount adjusted, but try to take it slowly, because that's the easiest way to be accurate. Now, last piece of the puzzle is that we're going to use underpower. We're going to use just before circle break underpower in this angle, and the ball will hit the rough nicely, and it rolls down and getting it right at pin for a lovely hole-in-one. Once again, this is an aggressive option. If you do not feel that it's worth the risk to take and play this option, then play option number 1, which is the more safer one. But when it comes to having a shot for the hole-in-one, this is definitely the best chance that you do have to get it. Hole number 8, we do have a tailwind. Now we're gonna get the ball to green, or at least our goal is to get it to green. Worst case scenario, staying short on the fringe or fairway just before the green, or being on the fringe at the back. And the only goal here, and the only thing that should be in your mind, is to get eagle. If you're not getting an eagle here, you should expect to lose a shot towards your opponent, especially if you're playing in tier 2 and 3. Max +10, and then after that we're pushing up 6 strings with a pocket 8. The push-up will vary depending on what club level you have, because the accuracy will be different. Outside wall left with max overpower with a slower needle. Perfect ball. And if that wasn't said, I'm using 1 top spin and 2 left spin. And the ball rolls and sits nicely on the fringe, and here is a super simple wedge to lock in the eagle. For hole number 9, we're gonna play an NMT with a P3 ball, 3 right spin and 5.8 top spin. Adjustment is going to be max +10 P3. And then you will see in the video that I'm missing a key ingredients to this shot, and that is that I forget to push up to the top of +10. So once you have adjusted, you shall push up to top of +10, which in this case would have been approximately 5 yards. I forget to do that, and also go slightly short. Perfect ball. And now we're looking to get to around 410 to 420. But again, I forget to push up, and that's why I'm falling a little bit short. If you do the push up as you should, then you will see yourself having a second shot with your sniper. And I'm playing now from the correct spot. And here we're gonna use 1 left spin and 0.3 back spin. We're gonna use the landing position that we are in, the plus yardage I mean. that we have when we have set our target, which is top of yellow ring by rough line, ball guideline to hole. And then we are playing from +3 and 4 with sniper 10, which is the same as +5 and 6 for sniper 9. At 85% slider, -5% elevation, P3 numbers. Adjust, center the ball, and hit perfect. This will give us a very good chance for a drop. Bounces nicely into the rough. You can hit great left and great right, and it drops hard right, but who cares really? It's a drop is a drop. Thank you so much everybody for watching this playthrough for Expert Division with the qualifying round wind and videos that you can use for the opening round and for the weekend round as well to help and save you some time dialing in some shots. These shots is what we have based off in our guide. We do have more shots as well because we do make a lot of options trying to cater to as many players as possible. We do have the club levels APOC 4+ that we cater to. So even if you have slightly lower clubs, do not feel afraid about the competition with higher level clubs. We have you covered as well. The shots are made by Brandon and by Mike, and I'm super pleased to be able to show it here in the playthrough. Thank you for watching. Good luck in your Golf Clash game.